All right, and now to the other big story that we have been tracking here on headlines today. Late Rural Development Minister Gopinath Munde's body has now been brought to Parli. His final rites will be conducted at 2 p.m. His daughter will be performing his last rites. Senior BJP leaders L.K. Advani, Sushma Swaraj, Anant Kumar and Dr. Harsh Vardhan are also on their way to Parli to attend the funeral. The family accompanied Gopinath Munde's body as it was brought to the Latur airstrip in an Indian Air Force transport plane. He was especially requisitioned for the purpose. On your screens are visuals of the army truck carrying Gopinath Munde's body. It has now reached the venue where the final rites will be conducted. Total chaos on that location. Thousands of people, extremely emotional, wanting to get a last glimpse of their leader, Gopinath Munde. Remember, an extremely popular grassroots leader. All right, in fact, from what we can gather, there seems to be some kind of frenzy amongst the crowd, hitting back at policemen, throwing stones at them. And this is what we were talking about, that crowd management is going to be a huge problem in this place where the funeral has been organized for the late Rural Development Minister. All right, the police struggling to bring the situation under control. The crowd absolutely going out of control as Gopinath Munde's body arrives at the venue. It's 70 kilometers from Latur. From the chopper carrying Gopinath Munde's body left Latur a short while back. It's now arrived at the venue where Gopinath Munde's final rites will be conducted. Thousands of people have gathered there since morning. As you can see, policemen running around. A policeman has also reportedly been hurt because of a retaliation by the crowds. People completely going out of control. An extremely emotional moment for them, having lost one of their favorite leaders from the region. People have gathered at a ground near Vijay sugar factory that was established by Gopinath Munde. There you can see visuals of police officers carrying another police officer who's reportedly been injured because of skirmishes between the crowd and security forces. Thousands of people have gathered. On your screens are pictures of that army truck arriving with Gopinath Munde's body. Crowd management, as we've been saying, is going to be a huge challenge for security forces. The state police has been deployed in large numbers, along with reserve forces that have also been deployed. There's going to be a lot of VVIP movement also in this Vijaynath Sugar Factory ground. Senior BJP leaders like L.K. Advani, Sushma Swaraj, HRD Minister Smriti Irani and Health Minister Dr. Harsh Vardhan are also expected to pay tribute to Gopinath Munde before his last rites. Let's go across to our correspondent Pankaj Khelkar, who's joining us on the phone line. He's at that venue right now. Pankaj, what's going on? Lots of chaos on the ground.
There's a huge crowd that has come over here in Parli to pay their homage and last gratitude to Gopinath Munde. The crowd is in such a tremendous number that they have gone out of control, and the chopper, after it has landed, the people over here, the followers, are very eager to have a glimpse of the mortal remains of Gopinath Munde, and so the police have become trying to control the mob. The mob is out of they are very enthusiastic. They want to have a glimpse of their leader, their loved leader, and so it's but natural that people are going to go crazy. They have gone out of control over here at the ground where the chopper has landed.
All right, Pankaj Khelkar giving us the latest from the ground. Crowd management is a huge challenge. We believe that there was chaos on the ground. Security forces struggling to get to organize the people there. INB Minister Prakash Javadekar trying to speak to people, trying to calm them down. Gopinath Munde's body has just reached the venue, and thousands of people struggling against each other to get one last glimpse of Gopinath Munde's mortal remains. These are live visuals that we're getting you from the cremation ground. Let's go across to Maha Siddiqui, who's going to bring us up to date with exactly what's been taking place on that cremation ground. Over to you, Maha.
Well, Simi, you can clearly see that there are thousands of people who have gathered in Parli village, the native village of Gopinath Munde, for his last rites. And because of the chaos that ensued over there, the people who were waiting to catch a glimpse of Gopinath Munde have started pelting stones at the corpse, who were trying to keep them away from the main site of the funeral. The funeral will take place. His daughter is supposed to carry out the last rites, but just before that, unfortunate that people have not maintained discipline and calm over there. Now, just a short while back, senior BJP leaders like Prakash Javadekar, who was there, tried to calm the crowd down over there and asked them to maintain some sort of discipline. Now, this sort of a chaotic situation at a tragedy like this is really sad, but one can clearly see that there are thousands of people who've come to catch a last glimpse of the leader, and therefore they were not able to hold on to the patience, and because of that, their anger was vented at the corpse in this manner, where they started pelting stones. We could clearly see stones flying in the air. Really unfortunate because the family, and you can see now that the daughter Pankaja, who was here in Delhi yesterday at the BJP headquarters, who had rushed right after Gopinath Munde's accident to Delhi, is there at the area where the cremation is supposed to take place. The daughter is supposed to carry the last rites out, and even now we can see that there are people who are running helter-skelter. The police is trying to calm them down. In fact, what we can also see is that the people are running away from the barricading, perhaps because as you can see, the body is being brought to the main site, and people are trying to catch the last glimpse of Gopinath Munde. That's what we understand. There's complete chaos, lack of management over there. You can see Pankaja, the daughter of Gopinath Munde.
Full state honors for Gopinath Munde, late Union Minister, who's being laid to rest. His daughter
साहेबांच्या पार्थिव देह दर्शनासाठी आणत आहेत. आदरणीय साहेबांचा पार्थिव आपल्या अंत्यदर्शनासाठी इथे ठेवण्यात येत आहे. सगळ्यांना विनंती आहे.
Right, full state honors in place for late Union Minister Gopinath Munde, whose body is now being placed at the cremation ground. Thousands of people have gathered there to catch a glimpse. I believe we can go across to the editor of our Mumbai bureau, Sahil Joshi, who's with us on the phone line. Sahil, an extremely emotional and powerful scene there at the cremation ground. Thousands of people really fighting against each other to touch the casket to get a last glimpse at Gopinath Munde.
Absolutely, and it looks like that the Parli is kind of a sleeping village in Marathwada area in Beat district must have never seen such a huge crowd gathered for though an emotional and sad moment, but it was bound to happen. Everyone wanted to take a final look at their leader, but because of the huge crowds, it was actually not possible. So because of that, even the timing of the cremation was shifted 2 hours before the time. Earlier it was supposed to happen at around 4 o'clock, but now it will be happening at 2 o'clock. The body was brought to Latur airstrip from Mumbai. And that also got some late. It reached there by 11 o'clock. Then the body was airlifted by helicopter to the Parli. It was supposed to be kept at one ground for the last darshan. The people call it Antim Darshan, but that also could not happen because of the lack of time. So finally the body was brought directly to the ground where the cremation is going to happen. So the thousands of people who have gathered there were quite disappointed. They wanted to take they want to take a final look at their leader, but which is not being possible. So because of that, a little bit of chaos happened at the ground. Finally, Gopinath Munde's daughter and the local member of Legislative Assembly, Munde, had to come on the stage and appeal to people that they shouldn't get unruly because of that. They should control their emotions and things should happen as disciplined, as Munde would have liked. Even Prakash Javadekar, the minister, central minister, tried to pacify people, but it looked like that no one was in any mood to listen to anyone. Now the state funeral ceremony will start in some time, and by 2 o'clock, breaking the tradition, Gopinath Munde's daughter Pankaja will perform the final rites.
A harrowing time for the family. On your screen are visuals of Gopinath Munde's wife and daughters with the casket. In the other window we're playing out pictures of crowds running berserk, trying to get one last glimpse at their favorite leader. Sahil Joshi, our Mumbai bureau chief, is with us on the phone line. Sahil, and the reason why crowd management is going to become increasingly difficult is because we're also expecting some VVIP visitors. Senior leaders of the BJP are also expected to attend Gopinath Munde's funeral.
Not only senior leaders from BJP, but also most of the state cabinets gone to Parli. Today there was going to be Maharashtra election, but the time was reduced to only 1 hour, and many of the leaders had already left for Parli. Shiv Sena Chief Uddhav Thackeray had gone to Parli. MNS Chief Raj Thackeray had gone to Parli. So they knew that there will be a lot of VIP visitors. But more than that, as he was being taken to Parli, his hometown, his constituency, where most of his supporters, voters have gathered to take a final look. As everyone knows that yesterday it was supposed to be a felicitation ceremony for Gopinath Munde. The flowers which were booked for felicitation of Gopinath Munde now being used for the final rite. So obviously the crowd was a bit disappointed.
Sahil, we'll keep coming back to you for more. Sahil telling us that Shiv Sena Chief Uddhav Thackeray and MNS Chief Raj Thackeray also expected at the funeral ceremony. A final goodbye for late Rural Development Minister Gopinath Munde. These are live visuals that we're getting you from Parli. Pictures of his daughters and wife on your screens. Thousands of people struggling against each other to catch a glimpse of Gopinath Munde. In fact, earlier on when his body reached the cremation ground, supporters started pelting stones at police officers who were trying to keep them away from the van. Full state on place for late Union Minister Gopinath Munde. Our Chief of the Mumbai Bureau, Sahil Joshi, is with us on the phone line. Sahil, as you were telling us, a sleepy little town has never seen such a huge ceremony being organized, and emotions really running extremely high, tempers running high, people desperate to catch one last glimpse of Gopinath Munde, but that unfortunately will be denied to them.
It definitely looks like that because the whole thing is getting delayed. Actually, the body was supposed to leave from Mumbai by around 6 o'clock, but it left by 7 o'clock. Finally, the special plane left Mumbai airport by around 9:30, 10. After that, it reached there by 11 o'clock. So the whole thing got delayed, and because of that, the crowd started gathering at the ground where actually the body was supposed supposed to be kept. The mortal remains were supposed to be kept, but finally the decision was taken by the BJP leaders that now there is little time left. So the body was directly taken to the cremation ground. So the whole crowd again had gathered at the cremation ground. You can see in the visuals how things are
Right.
not as disciplined as it was supposed to be, because finally the crowd realized that
Right.
they are not going to get time to get a final glimpse of their leader. So you can also see in the visuals Pankaja Munde standing beside the casket. Gopinath Munde's other daughter is also there. His wife Pradnya Munde also can be seen. The minister from the Maharashtra cabinet, Jitendra
Right.
Abad, who is also NCP working president, also can be
Absolutely.
seen. So basically, there are so many leaders who have arrived there. The VVIP leaders have arrived there.
All
His
right.
supporters.
All right.
It is quite.
All right, Sahil, we'll keep coming back to you for more. Sahil reporting on how senior leaders of the BJP, Shiv Sena and MNS are arriving at the cremation ground. Thousands of people have gathered in Parli to bid a final goodbye to late Rural Development Minister Gopinath Munde, who will be laid to rest in that ground near the Vijaynath Sugar Factory in Parli. Thousands of people have gathered, struggling against each other to catch a glimpse of Gopinath Munde, his daughter actually appealing to supporters to maintain peace and calm. Gaurav Sawant is with us in our studios, someone who's tracked Maharashtra politics extremely closely. Gaurav, the number of people who've gathered at this sugar factory to bid a final farewell to Gopinath Munde is testimony to his popularity. Gopinath Munde clearly enjoyed tremendous support on the ground.
He indeed did, and as we can see in these pictures, his daughter and someone who is seen as the person who will inherit his legacy, Pankaja, she's the MLA also from his constituency, Bid. Now, she's repeatedly urging people to move back. Such are the emotions at that point of time that the police had to resort to a lathi charge. And Pankaja, she's beyond herself in grief. She was really dependent on her father to guide her on the road ahead, and you can see in those pictures that chaos after the tragedy, with policemen being pelted with stones by those people, by the voters. They're desperate to catch one glimpse of their leader, and in the other picture, Pankaja desperately asking people to move aside. And she's the one who will light the funeral pyre, and there again, that's a message of empowerment, so to say, that goes out from the family, the inheritor of Gopinath Munde's legacy.
Absolutely, a message of empowerment, breaking from tradition. Gopinath Munde's daughter Pankaja will be lighting his funeral pyre at 2 p.m, appealing to the crowds who've gathered really with folded hands, asking them to step aside. And it's only if the crowd comes under control will they be allowed to pay their last respects. Otherwise, the situation can get out of control, and the Antim Darshan, as they say, will not be possible. Security forces have been deployed there in large numbers. Maharashtra police also there in full strength. And Gaurav, we're also expecting VVIP movement. We believe that El Kedmani, Sushma Swaraj, Smriti Irani and Dr. Harshvardhan are also expected, along with the Shiv Sena and MNS chiefs.
They are, and at this moment, while an effort is being made to console Pankaja, Devendra Fadnavis, the BJP Maharashtra unit chief, is also asking people to keep moving on, and Devendra Fadnavis virtually not succeeding. There is the armored corps officer, the commanding officer of one of the armored corps regiments. He's on stage again. It is with full state honors that Gopinath Munde, his body will be cremated. The armored corps is there, the mechanized infantry unit that is posted, that is deployed there, they are there. The Maharashtra police are there. His body, Gopinath Munde, Rural Development Minister, his body was kept on a gun carriage, and that is the highest form of respect that can be given. This is usually given to soldiers or heads of state, but so close was he to Narendra Modi, to Prime Minister Narendra Modi, to the BJP leadership, that the BJP President Rajnath Singh, the Union Home Minister, and the entire BJP top leadership is going there to Parli to be there for the last rites. Sahil Joshi, my colleague, editor West, joins us with the latest. Sahil, despite Pankaja repeatedly asking people to keep moving, pay your last respects, but keep moving, for some reason they're just not willing to move from there, Sahil.
Absolutely. As I've been saying that people were expecting that they will get at least a few seconds to get a glimpse of their favorite leader. Gopinath Munde has been working in Parli and Beed district since 1978. Before that, he was working with ABVP since 1971. So he has a long association with the people there. He has been a member of Legislative Assembly from the Renapur constituency where the Parli is since 1980. So since last 25 years he has been representing that area, and since 2009 he has been representing the parliamentary constituency of Beed. So he has a long association with the people. When they got to know that he became minister, the same people who have gathered today to bid goodbye to their favorite leader for his cremation at the ground in Parli had kept a felicitation ceremony yesterday. The flowers which were supposed to be used for the felicitation will now be used for his last rites. You can see that the whole Munde family has gathered at the spot, including Pankaja Munde, and it's breaking away from the tradition. Pankaja Munde, his daughter, is going to perform the last rites. Gopinath Munde had three daughters, and Pankaja Munde, who is the eldest, is now his political heir, and she retained his seat after he shifted to Lok Sabha from Beed constituency. So a lot of emotional moments there. The people got unruly because they were expecting that they will get some chance to get a final look at their leader, but the body reached to the ground quite late. After that, the BJP leadership thought that there is no point in prolonging the whole ceremony, which was supposed to happen at 4 o'clock. Let me also tell you that this is a time when the Marathwada and Vidarbha area the temperature is sometimes even more than 45 degrees.
Yes.
So despite that, such thousands of people have gathered there. It clearly shows that how Gopinath Munde was connected to masses, and how people were not expecting such an early demise of Gopinath Munde, because they were thinking that this is going to be his second inning in politics.
And this would have just catapulted him to the next level, Sahil. That was being expected. Everyone thought he'll be Union Rural Development Minister just for a couple of months, do the task that he was meant to do, and then head back to Maharashtra in October for politics. And perhaps should the BJP Shiv Sena win, he would have been the contender to be the chief minister.
Absolutely. People were expecting, because Gopinath Munde has been a deputy chief minister of Maharashtra for 4.5 years, from 1995 to 1999, and people wanted to see him as the chief minister. In fact, Gopinath Munde himself wanted to see himself as the chief minister of Maharashtra. He always thought that his roots, he always was connected to his roots. He never got accustomed to things in Delhi. He was more relaxed in the situation in Maharashtra. He was more relaxed among his own party workers and in his own constituency. He was true farmer's leader. So because of that, he never wanted to actually go to Delhi, but the circumstances happened in politics in such a way that he decided to shift to Delhi. When the government came, he decided to become the cabinet minister, but his aim was to come back to Maharashtra and become the chief minister of Maharashtra, because he would have been the most consensus candidate from Shiv Sena and BJP side as well, when both the parties are actually claiming for that particular post. But Gaurav, let me take you to the day's events today. Today in the morning, the body was taken to Latur from Mumbai. The body, whole night, Gopinath Munde's body was kept at BJP headquarters in Mumbai. Then security forces accorded a guard of honor for the flight to Latur. Then from Latur, it was taken by a special helicopter to Beed, which is around 65 kilometers away, for the last rites. The body will be kept for body was supposed to be kept for the public homage at Gopinath sugar factory. This is another factory which earlier in Maharashtra, the sugar cooperative sugar factories was supposed to be Congress's forte, the Congress's leader's forte. Gopinath Munde broke that tradition. He started his own cooperative sugar factory, his private sugar factory, with the help of the farmers in Marathwada. So this his body was supposed to be kept for public homage at that Gopinath sugar factory campus till around 2 p.m. before the last riot. So but now the timings have changed. The state government has already announced a 3-day mourning for Gopinath Munde. As we all know that Gopinath Munde's eldest daughter, we can see her in the visuals as well, and Parli's legislator, Pankaj Munde, will be performing the last rites at the state funeral being accorded to Munde.
Yes,
his
and
wife,
in these pictures, Sahil, we see Manohar Parrikar, the Chief Minister of Goa. He has just reached there laying a wreath on the mortal remains of Gopinath Munde, late Gopinath Munde. Uddhav Thackeray, the Shiv Sena chief, was also there in these pictures. Rajiv Pratap Rudy also on stage at this moment. As you can see, the army personnel, both from the armored corps and mechanized infantry. A state funeral for former rural development Minister Gopinath Munde. You also have commandos of the Maharashtra police on the dais at this point of time. Everyone desperately asking people to keep moving on. Devendra Fadnavis repeatedly saying, and now Pankaja herself, Sahil, asking people to move on, but for some reason they want one more glimpse. What is Pankaja telling them, Sahil?
See, Pankaja actually went out of hand. Pankaja had to come forward and request people to maintain the discipline, not to become unruly. She said that she understands that people wanted to take a last glimpse of her father, but they will have to move forward, and because of that, she's appealing to people that no untoward incident should happen. We can see Rajiv Prasad Rudy is also standing there. He is the General Secretary in charge of Maharashtra, and he's been looking up.
Right, and Sahil, what we're increasingly seeing is that crowd management is going to be a huge challenge for the police personnel at the cremation site. We've been seeing VIP movement here. There's a Goa Chief Minister who's arrived. Uddhav Thackeray is also here. We're also expecting senior leaders of the BJP. What kind of arrangements do you see around you there?
See, actually, police had already kept arrangements at 2 places, as I said before. His body was supposed to be kept at some place, some other place where people were armed people were supposed to take the final glimpse of Gopinath Munde, and after that the body was supposed to be taken to the cremation ground. But then the crowd went overboard. The BJP leadership thought that it will be very difficult to move the body from one place to other place, as Parli is a very small town, very small roads. So because of that, they decided to shift the body directly to the cremation ground. Already thousands of people had gathered there. As you mentioned just a while back, many senior leaders of BJP, the union ministers, Maharashtra political bigwigs, Uddhav Thackeray had already reached there. Raj Thackeray is on his way to reach. Manohar Parrikar is Goa Chief Minister. We saw half of the cabinet of Maharashtra has already reached there. Chief Ministers of several states, party activists from all over the country are also expected to attend the funeral. So because of that, the security arrangements were made. The arrangements for the law and order situation also has been made. The police deployment is quite heavy. SRPF platoons have been deployed there because just last year, just adjacent to Parli in Latur, we had seen Vilasrao Deshmukh's funeral, and again a stalwart leader from Marathwada. Thousands of people gathered there, and then it became really difficult to manage the things. Gopinath Munde, another stalwart leader from Marathwada, popular leader. So the government had already had an idea that how many thousands of people can gather there. There were some special trains which were deployed for the people who were supposed to go from Mumbai to Parli yesterday night. So they expected that the people will be there. So because of that, the security arrangements have been made on quite a big scale at this point of time.
Late Rural Development Minister Gopinath Munde's final journey thousands gathered at that sugar factory ground in Parli to catch a last glimpse. On your screens are visuals of senior BJP leader Rajiv Pratap Rudy asking people to keep moving and to ensure that everyone gets a minute before the casket. Senior leaders of the BJP and Shiv Sena have been making an appearance there. A short while ago we saw Goa Chief Minister Manohar Parrikar laying a wreath on the casket. Uddhav Thackeray also met Gopinath Munde's family. His daughter constantly appealing to crowds to maintain peace. Gaurav Sawant, our senior editor, is with us in our studios. Gaurav, this is a state funeral for the late Rural Development Minister. What are the kind of ceremonial things that we're going to see from this point onwards?
Right from yesterday, Simi, we saw the kind of respect that late Gopinath Munde was being accorded by the Indian state, and this was at the directions of the Prime Minister's office. Goes on to indicate how important Gopinath Munde was, and even after death continues to be for the party. When his mortal remains were leaving the hospital, you'd recall there was an army truck. His body was not inside the truck, it was on a gun, a military gun, and that is the highest form of respect that can be given to a fallen soldier, or here, if I may use the terminology, a political soldier. So his mortal remains were kept on a casket and on top of a gun. That's called a gun carriage. On a gun, his body was brought to the BJP headquarters, and from there it was in a military aircraft that it was taken to Mumbai. In a military helicopter it was taken to Parli, and now there are Indian Army officers and Jawans who, along with BJP leaders, they carried the mortal remains to the funeral pyre. Now there will be, I'm told, a 21 gun salute. This again is the highest form of respect that a state can give to someone. They would have cleared that area where soldiers will line up, either the army or the police, it depends on who's certified for it at that point of time, and they will fire 21 guns in the air, their personal weapons. Now these are practice rounds so that nobody gets injured. These are not real bullets, these are practice rounds, blanks that are fired as a mark of respect, and this is what what will happen in Gopinath Munde's funeral.
Absolutely, a full state funeral for the late Rural Development Minister Gopinath Munde. We also have with us our Mumbai Bureau Chief Sahil Joshi, who's with us on the phone line. Sahil, as you were telling us, a sleepy little village in Beed in Marathwada region witnessing a huge public event, and what's most ironic is that these people were actually supposed to participate in Gopinath Munde's victory rally, and it's now been converted into his final journey.
Absolutely. Just 7 days before he took oath of cabinet minister, he was given Rural Development Department, which he thought that he will do tremendous work in, because he was always connected to the masses of rural Maharashtra. He was known to be a rural leader than the urban one. So his own people from the constituency thought that this is a time that their leader should be felicitated. As I mentioned earlier, that till 99, from 95 to 99, he was Deputy Chief Minister of Maharashtra and representing the same Parli constituency. So after around 14 years, he was getting back to power in some or the other form. So it was kind of a second inning of Gopinath Munde in the politics, and people there really wanted to celebrate that. Because of that, they had kept yesterday's day, because Gopinath Munde has already told them that now it will be very difficult for him to come to Beed often, because he is a cabinet minister. He will have to roam around in India. He will have a lot of meetings to attend in Delhi, a lot of work to do. So finally, yesterday's day was given in hurry. He was leaving for airport yesterday, and when people came to know that the preparations they have made to felicitate Gopinath Munde will now be used for his cremation. So that
Sahil,
was the time. It
yes,
was a heartbreaking time, and because of that, we can see thousands of people gathered there, and constantly Rajiv Prasad Rudy and other people have to appeal to people to move forward so that maximum people can take final glimpse of Gopinath Munde. And after that, the state funeral also, the procedure of state funeral is also supposed to be happen. As we can see that his coffin is draped with the national flag with saffron towards head. And
Sahil, in these pictures we can very prominently see Pankaja Munde Pavle, the inheritor of his legacy. Now, Gopinath Munde had 3 daughters, Pankaja, Pratima, and Yashashri. Explain to us how Pankaja is now expected to take his legacy forward, and that heir apparent role already rests on her shoulders. The party is already rallying around her before the October elections. It's been barely 24 hours since her father passed away.
Yeah, absolutely. And actually, the question of Gopinath Munde's political hair actually came forward when Gopinath Munde decided to contest Lok Sabha elections in 2009. And that is the time when he chose his daughter, Pankaja, his eldest daughter, who was always close to him, decided to contest election from his traditional constituency, Renapur, in which the Parli village also comes in. So because of that, even there was a fight within the family, the Munde family. His nephew Dhananjay Munde left the BJP and joined NCP, but Pankaja actually took it forward. Pankaja is being member of Legislative Assembly since 2009. And obviously, as Gopinath Munde has been re-elected in Lok Sabha, she was hoping to contest again from the same constituency. But now the question is going to be that who will going to contest Lok Sabha seat from Bid? That is the question which the party has to decide on as early as possible, because someone who is who can match Gopinath Munde's stature will have to be given ticket from Bid now, and that person will have to fulfill what Gopinath Munde has been promising to his people. So one question that is going to be a very tough question. As far as Pankaja is concerned, she is quite new to the politics, though she has grown up in the political family, but despite that she is new to the politics. We saw Pramod Mahajan's daughter Poonam just got elected in this 2014 Lok Sabha elections from North Central constituency. She wanted to contest from Bid as well, but finally she got ticket from Mumbai and she got elected in the wave. So the next generation of Mahajan and Munde clan are already in the politics, but it will take some time for them to grow as their fathers were to reach the position.
The prayers have started. We'll quickly take a break. We'll come back with much more. The legacy both in Pramod Mahajan's family and Gopinath Munde's family passing on to the next generation, and girls taking that legacy forward. But who will be that big OBC face in Maharashtra for the BJP? We come back with that question and much more on the other side of a short break. Stay with us.